it's Tuesday. It's time for the That Dude Awards. I'm Paul Catalina. This is brought to you by Texas Beef House. We continue. Yesterday was so negative. And look, I'm a bubbly, positive person. Jovial even. Convivial. Avuncular. Those are all words that mean basically the same thing. But these are positive awards. As we get into this week where we're going to start talking about some of the dudes that you maybe all know. I was chastised last week by not having Cam Skattebo on the list yet. Cam Skattebo, believe me, is on this list. He's just waiting for the last day, which will be Friday when we give out the Superlative Dude Awards. The ain't nothing to F with dude, Tyler Warren. Outside of Cam Skattebo, maybe my favorite player to watch in the country this year. Whatever Andy Kotelnicki dialed up with Tyler Warren worked for Penn State this year, all year long. As unstoppable as a player as there is in college football, and one of the most ridiculous tight ends that I've ever seen in my life, which means he's probably going to get drafted by the Chiefs. And Travis Kelce's going to go be an actor and Taylor Swift's boyfriend, husband, or whatever, and this guy's going to come in and pick up right where he left off. That's what scares me about Tyler Warren. Somebody's going to get a really good player this year in the NFL draft. They can do a lot of things and is just that old school football player. Line him up in the shotgun. Have him take a quarterback sneak. Run an end around with him. Throw the ball. He's not unlike Brock Bowers in that regard. So maybe we're entering the golden age of tight ends, and Tyler Warren is certainly one of them. So his theme song is by who, Garrett?
Wu-Tang.
There we go, because Wu-Tang is forever. Number 4, the How You Like Me Now dude, Ryan Day, had a very loud section of the fan base that was tired of him and was mad because he lost to Michigan and was kind of uninspiring, and he kind of found a way not to do what they wanted him to do. Well, now that trophy is his. So, how you like me now? So congratulations to Ryan Day for being able to say this to a portion of the fan base. You know, it's a very underrated thing for you to be able to actually say, how do you like me now to someone, and for them to go, all right, touche. That doesn't happen very often. And look, some of these fans will never say that because they'll be like, look, I know we won the national championship, but Michigan's the most important game. Shut up. Stop being a fan of sports if that's who you are. Trophies are the things that matter. And now you can go and visit that whenever you want. It'll be in the athletic facility. You can go and see it. And then Ryan Day can come by and go, how you like me now? And walk on by. Number 3, this guy was third string, dude?
Life will test you. It will turn your world upside down. Again. And again. And again. The only way to hit back is to stand up. Stand up every time and say, I'm not done.
Quintrevion Wisner. Little biased, you've heard us talk about how we covered him when he was a sophomore at Conley High School here in Waco quite a bit. But shows you how deep Texas was. C.J. Baxter got injured. Jaden Blue, good. Going to the NFL draft, going to be a good player. But maybe not necessarily the kind of back that Quintrevion Wisner was. They were down to their third, fourth-string guys. And this was Quintrevion Wisner, who played a lot of special teams last year and showed some promise. But one of the reasons Texas made it to the semifinals, if not, in my opinion, the biggest reason in that offense, because he was the most consistent player all year, this guy right here, 26, an old school pounder of a Texas running back. And without him, as good as the rest of the team was, Garrett, I don't know where they are. I really don't, because he was that clutch for them, and he was also a closer for them in games. Not just scoring points, but getting first downs late and ending those close games. Quintrevion Wisner, that dude for Texas this year. Number 2, the where did you come from dude? And we know where he came from in a sense that he was at Alabama. But if you ever watch a game that Caleb Downs plays, there are 5 to 10 plays every single game where he's not in frame and then he just comes out of nowhere and makes the play. Ask any team that's played him. They're just all right, we got him. Okay, he's not in this play. And then they've disguised it. And then here comes Caleb's downs out of nowhere. Or he just knows the play that's coming so well that he can, go off the assignment that was called and go, all right, I know who's getting the ball. I'm going to go hit them. He is the best defensive player in the country. Once again this year, as a true sophomore, he will be a top 5 pick in the draft as a safety, which never happens, but he is that good and can affect the game that much. He's got Ed Reed vibes to him in the, how did that just happen? And weren't you not in this play when it started? Kind of a vibe for Caleb Downs, one of my favorite players in the country. And number 1, the please don't tackle me dude, Mason Graham. The brightest spot for Michigan this year in a year that offensively was a disaster. But a defensive tackle. Look, Mozzie Smith went to the Cowboys a couple years ago, and he was a first-round draft pick. Well, this guy played next to him that year, and he's been better the entire time. Maybe the best defensive tackle we've seen come out of the Big Ten in a very long time. Mason Graham, he's also one of the hardest hitters. And defensive tackles hit hard, but they don't normally have the head of steam going ahead like a linebacker or a safety does because they're not running 7, 8, 9, 10 yards at a guy. But he is generally one of the strongest players I've ever seen. I love Braden Fisk unconditionally, like he's my son that plays for the Rams now, is at FSU. This guy is Braden Fisk plus. That's how good he is. Mason Graham, you do not want to get tackled by that dude. That's going to do it for this edition of the Top 5. We will see you tomorrow. Smokey, say goodbye.